Okay, so I'm back in the camper today. A few videos ago, I was telling you about the ultrasonic cleaner that I just bought. And you're going to use this to clean carburetors for the small engine repair hobby business. And I've used it twice. The first time you saw me use it, did a fantastic job. Not entirely sure the carburetor needed cleaned on that one. It had bad gas in the... So I took the carburetor off, and when I was draining the gas, I went ahead and took the carburetor apart. It's just part of the normal procedure. If you're going to have bad gas, you just take the carburetor off. So I put it in there and cleaned it. But again, don't know if I needed to. So I put it all back together. It ran great. The customer took the mower and then brought it back the next day saying it wasn't running. So the carburetor was... there was a fuel issue with it. So what it was is there was dirt in the gas tank. So dirt, and there was no fuel filter. So dirt had gotten down into the carburetor. Well, I thought, you know, since he brought this back, I better just go ahead and hand clean it and not worry about this. So I hand cleaned it and I put it back on. It didn't work. So I looked for a price of a new one. It was $10. It was one of those plastic carburetors on those kind of like Walmart lawnmowers. I really like working on them. They're pretty easy to clean, and normally I never have a problem with them. I was getting ready to order it, and I talked myself out of it and said to myself, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and ultrasonic clean it just for the heck of it, just to see if I can save $10, especially since this was what the customer was considering a warranty item. I don't think it was. I didn't even charge him for labor. I just charged him for parts on that. Anyway, long story, I don't want to get into that. So I brought it in here. Like I said, hand cleaned it. Didn't work. Brought it in here. Ran it for 30 minutes. And mower runs great now. It has now, the cleaner has now saved me, well, probably $11. So for an $85 purchase, we're already down to $75, $74. So it won't take long for this to pay for itself. Most carburetors are $20, but that's cheap. I say cheap. It's inexpensive plastic carburetor. Again, I really like those plastic carburetors. They seem to do better than the metal ones. What I didn't realize was how fast the level of the solution would drop from evaporation or whatever. But it's dropping quick. I've only ran it twice. There's the full line there, and you can see it's dropped quite a bit. Just on 2 cycles, so 1 hour runtime. So this is like $30 or $35. That's the solution, and it makes 8 gallons. So 2 cups of this and 3.5 quarts of water makes 8 gallons. And I don't want to just run through this. What I've been doing is filtering every time I run it, filtering the fluid through this. This is just a wet wipe that I zip tied on here. And then I can drain it through the wet wipe. Open the valve, it drains down. And it's actually keeping it really clean. So you can still see the bottom. And it says as long as you can see the bottom, the solution is still okay to use. So I can see the bottom. So which is pretty good, because the first time I ran it, before I filtered it, I couldn't see the bottom. So I thought, boy, this isn't going to last long. But as soon as I filtered it, it cleared up. So that is working very well. Let me hang this back up. But running out of solution is a problem. So I decided what I'm going to do is I took some Dawn dishwashing soap, some water, and Carolyn suggested that there's this cheap, and she already bought it. It was out on the porch. Orange smelling degreaser. She said put some of that in there too, which I thought was a good idea. And all these things that we were using have been tested and tried and true on YouTube. It's not like I'm trying anything new experiment. But what I thought I'd do here is just top it off to the proper level, just with this solution. Wow, that wasn't even enough. It's almost enough. And hopefully that will clean well because this is just way too expensive to be using 2 or 3 times and having to replace it. I'm not looking forward to that, because that wouldn't be worth it anymore. If I had to buy this all the time, well, I say it wouldn't be worth it. It would kind of be worth it. I wouldn't have to buy as many carburetors, but it would take longer for the ultrasonic cleaner to pay for itself if I had to buy this. You know, what? Let's see, 8 gallons, 16 carburetors would be all that this could handle, because it evaporates so much. So I'll add a little bit more water to this so we can top it off. The camper isn't exactly level, but I'm really happy with this. This has worked out pretty good, and the solar panels have ran it every time now. I haven't had a problem with that. So now, several people said I could use it to clean all kinds of different stuff, and I actually kind of agree with that. I just don't know what I would use it to clean. Can't think of anything. Of course, I don't have a very good imagination. It does come with a separate basket. I did use this the second time. In that first video, I put the pieces in this basket, the little pieces, and one of them fell through. So I had to fish that out. But that held that little piece. So that worked. I was just surprised that this did better than the hand cleaning did. What I expected this to do is, when gas goes bad in a carburetor, it varnishes, and that alcohol and residue gums up and becomes kind of like a crystal type of substance inside the carburetor. And so what I figured this was doing was breaking up that crystal stuff inside all those little emulsion tubes and everything inside the carburetor. So when there was actual dirt in the carburetor and I couldn't get it cleaned by hand yesterday, I thought, there's no way this is going to get dirt out. I mean, it's dirt. It could be sand. I don't know what it is. But it did. It broke loose. So I don't even know where the dirt was. Obviously, it was something that I couldn't reach or missed, or whatever the case is. When I was cleaning it by hand, I just assumed cleaning it by hand would be more effective, but it wasn't. So let's hope that works. We'll see the next time I have to clean a carburetor. The instruction says that it will work, the solution will work until it stops cleaning carburetor. So at some point, I'm going to put a carburetor back on it. It's not going to be clean. It won't work. So I will have to take the carburetor back off and do it again. This is the mower that I had to fix the second time, because that gas tank was clean. I know somebody's going to say you should have cleaned the gas tank the first time you did it, and that may be true. Maybe I should have. But I was already in it with so much money, and I wasn't going to get paid anything on this job. I was trying to limit the amount of time I was spending on it. Well, you know, you just make mistakes. I told you in yesterday's video, I made a mistake with this. I should not have worked on it at all. It's not worth fixing. But I was already in it, what do they call it? In a penny for a pound, or in it for a pound. Anyway, so I was already in it. I bought an ignition coil, which was cheap enough. Yeah, because it didn't have spark. Got the spark working, and then all of a sudden the carburetor didn't work, the choke didn't work. So I'm fixing all this stuff. And before you knew it, I just looked up the price today. A used one, the highest price was $80. Most all of them were $50. So I'm above the 50 without labor. If I'd have put labor in there, I would have been above the 80. So I also had to put in a new air filter, you know, so there's another piece that I had to buy. And then he brought it back, so then I had to rig up a fuel filter to it. Most lawnmowers have a in-tank filter. There's a filter right here at the fuel line, but apparently this one doesn't have one. So dirt was just going right from the gas tank into the carburetor. So but it runs now. To adjust the governor on it because it was running a little low, so that was also causing my problems with the automatic choke. It was just, there was a lot wrong with this. I should not have worked on it. So people are gonna, like I said, gonna criticize me that I should have done all this work up front, but I was already not getting paid. So the mistake was doing the job in the first place. The mistake was not that I missed things or I didn't do enough. I should have just not taken the job. That was the mistake. So if you want to criticize me, you can criticize me all you want about taking the job in the first place. So then yesterday a guy brought in this mower, just a service, no big deal, oil change, new blades, new belt. But he also wants to replace the hood. Now somebody's gonna say, well, why don't you use this hood? It doesn't fit. This is much bigger here. So this hood, he wants to replace it. So I said, boy, I don't think that's going to be worth it. Those are expensive. Well, I don't think he believed me. He said, just go ahead and look anyways. So I did. I looked. It was $400 for a hood. And that's just for the green piece. Not the grill and the emblem here. Just the green. Everything green. That's all you're going to get. So it was $400. So I'll have to disassemble this and put it onto that. Including the stickers. I got to take the sticker off and transfer it. So I wasn't going to go out the money $400. I mean, if he decides, yeah, let's change it out, and then decides he doesn't want to pay for it, I'm out the $400 plus new belts, new blades, air filter, oil filter. I'm out all that. So what am I out? Probably almost $600. I don't know if I could get $600 out of this mower in this area. Facebook Marketplace has these mowers, and some are going for $1,000 bucks, but I don't know if I could get $1,000 out of this. It's got 800 hours on it, so I was thinking it was too big of a risk, but I sent him a link, and he bought it. He says he bought it. I don't know if he actually did. So, I mean, I'm sure he did. I don't know why he would lie to me. So we'll put a new hood on it. He's giving it to his daughter as a gift. So okay. What else is there? I don't know. I guess that's it. Oh, last night I had a pressure washer here, and that was another one I didn't charge any labor on. And but she gives me a lot of business. I mean, a lot of business, and I felt bad. What it was, she gave me a pressure washer and needed a carburetor, so I put a carburetor on it, and then when I got it started, I realized it needed a new pump, and those pumps are expensive. $150, $200. So I told her, and she said, yeah, let's not worry about that. That's too much money. Well, I was going through Amazon, and I saw, you know, sometimes they'll show you things that you've already looked at, and I saw it, and it said, what did it say? $70, $65, $70, something like that. They dropped like $100 off this pump. So I got a hold of her and asked her if she wanted me to fix it with that cheaper pump. She said, yeah. So I took my time on this one, and I made sure that carburetor was perfect. I made sure that everything was working, the pump was working. I pressure washed this here. I pressure washed the roof of the well, and it was running great. The problem is with those gasoline pressure washers, my water supply can't keep up with the pressure washer. It's 2.5 gallons a minute, and my pump is only 2 gallons a minute. It does fine with the electric one because the electric pressure washer is 1.5 gallons a minute. So I can run and spray for 30 seconds or so, and then I got to stop spraying, let my pump catch back up for a second, and then I can spray some more. It ran fine for me, but when she took it home, they used it and it ran for like 3 minutes and it died. And it would run for 3 minutes and die. Run for 3 minutes and die. Well, I'm thinking all kinds of different things. But the actual problem is there's a governor spring. Everything has a governor spring nearly. Mechanical governor spring. And there's 2 holes that you can put it into, and I put it in the wrong hole. So when I got over there, I realized it was in the wrong hole. What was happening is when the pressure washer was under a load, so when you're spraying, it was producing more power than what the carburetor, that's not even true. The carburetor could handle it. Then the flow rate of the gasoline going to the carburetor. So there's a hose from the gas tank to the carburetor, and it fills the carburetor bowl. And it was sucking so much gas, it was running out of gas in the bowl before so it was running too fast. Well, it wasn't a hard thing to do. Anyway, I put the choke spring into the right hole. Easy fix. They seemed happy last night. That was at 7 o'clock last night. But I wanted to get that before the holiday weekend so they got a dog kennel they wanted to clean up. So I wanted to make sure they could do that whenever they wanted to. I felt bad. So anyway, I guess I'll jump off of here. So if you'll click the up next box to take you to a video over my other channel, really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if I can inspire you to work through your issues, sing with your dreams. Thanks for watching.